crowdfunding sites like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, except it's all about music, and it doesn't just stop at being able to fund them. We're going to allow people to face-to-face video chat with the artists. We're going to allow people to see live streams and even tip them, like one-time donations, even fund individual projects, like if they're trying to make an album or do a tour. But the main thing that it's all about is getting sponsored and people giving monthly and saying, hey, I will give you $10 for the next 3 or 6 or 12 months. And if you can get, as an artist, if you can get enough of your fans behind you in like a really sustainable way like that, eventually you will be able to quit your day job and you'll be your own boss and be able to spend all your time making music for them.
Like being independent musician. Are you consider yourself an independent musician?
Absolutely.
What does the independent musician mean to you?
An independent musician is essentially that. It's, you know, a musician without that big structure in between you and the fans. I went to music school. I went to Berklee College of Music right here in Boston, and I went to school with like 5,000 to 6,000 other musicians, and you know, a lot of them were aspiring to be a part of the industry and you know, get signed by a record label. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're not independent, but really the whole notion of an independent musician is someone who goes it on their own and says, you know what, I can do this by myself. And the issue that we found is that you're all alone when you're doing that, right? So the do-it-yourself movement in the last like 10 years has really grown a lot. And we have so many new tools and so much new technology that we can actually use to do that. But independent musician basically just means that you are a musician free from constraints. You don't have a man in a suit sitting there telling you, hey, that song that you just wrote, it's too long. We're not going to release that. You have to cut the entire middle part of your song out. Or saying, hey, that song, you have to record that in Spanish now because it's going to make us $10 million extra, right? They make the decisions. It's their art. And so it's just taking, again, it's musicians and music without the industry in the middle and just the pure music and the pure love of the art.